Hey guys, and welcome back to live streaming on LinkedIn and live streaming on YouTube. And I think we're also live streaming on Facebook. Hey, I'm Kobe Simmet. Welcome back. In this cup of tea, cup of coffee chat, we're going to be talking about how you can get more out of LinkedIn. So if you are somebody who wants to get more out of the LinkedIn platform, more out of using your social media, maybe you're unemployed and you want to look for you're trying to secure some employment or secure your income. If you're somebody who is using LinkedIn and social media platforms for your business, like we do, how you can get more out of LinkedIn. I've been watching some of the comments and questions and other posts on LinkedIn over the last week. So we thought we'd jump on today and share some of our tips and tricks on how we get more out of LinkedIn, how we've grown our accounts over the last 16 years on the LinkedIn platform. I did some research and went back and had a look and looking at some of the content. We are back in our amazing studio. We just need to build a door and then we'll be fully enclosed in our soundproof studio, which is really exciting. So this is our new wall. We'll have to decorate it for you, but we are quite excited. So I've got a dashboard there. So for those of you guys watching live on YouTube, we've got an issue with LinkedIn, with the LinkedIn live feed. I'm seeing the media playback has been aborted. Can you see Vanessa? So you guys on LinkedIn, if you're listening, otherwise we're going to go again. I noticed a few other people have been having issues with StreamYard. Okay, stand by. I think we've got an issue. Otherwise, we'll just start it again, hey? Notifications. Previously live, so we're off. Okay, you guys on YouTube, I'm going to talk to you guys while we sort out the live stream. Anyone who's got any questions, so if you're watching live on YouTube and you're able to make comments, if not, you can jump across to the Kobe Simmet platform and pick that up there. So are we good to go? No, it's aborted. Okay, we're going to come back. We've just lost the live stream. So you guys on YouTube, I'm happy to keep talking to you guys while we're streaming. You might lose us. I apologize for that. No, Luke is saying no, you won't lose us. We're going to fix up that stream. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, let me know where you're watching from. It's always really exciting. I've got a cup of coffee here and I'm just going to relax and not get stressed about this. But if you've got questions, YouTube is a great place to ask the questions and we can cover those and then come back. So thank you very much. So someone's just using the coffee machine after I said don't. Bit of background noise from the kitchen. Okay, here we go. I think we're back. I just saw a like on LinkedIn. You might need to go back to the new stream. Ashley, hello Ashley. How are you? Ashley on YouTube. Thank you for coming and joining us there. Yeah, that's it. Leaks just refreshing LinkedIn. And I think we are good to go. Here we are. All right, we are live. So if you are somebody who is keen to get more out of the use of LinkedIn, Ashley, I can help you guys. So anyone that's watching live on YouTube, let me know. If you've got questions. Hey, Caitlin, thank you for joining us on this live stream. Any of you guys watching live on LinkedIn, this session is all about helping you guys to get more out of your LinkedIn platform and how you guys are using LinkedIn. And we're going to do a bit of experimenting today. We're going to try and bring the desktop on so that we can look at some of the functionality of LinkedIn. But if you've got specific questions about how you can use LinkedIn more effectively, then it looks like it's aborted again. Let me know in the comments. No? I think it's all right. Let me have a quick look. We are live still. No, it's all good. We are live on LinkedIn. It's all good. I'll keep going. I've lost my dashboard. Maybe if you could do a refresh for me on that, Luke, that'd be great. So if you have got specific questions about how you can use LinkedIn more effectively, please go right ahead and hit me with those questions. I'm going to get straight into it. Sorry about it. We fixed the internet connection. We've got great internet connection, but we do sometimes have issues. So Tony, thanks for watching on YouTube. Caitlin, Ashley. Oh, there's Stan. There's Arman. And there's Luke. Excellent. Okay. Hey, we are back. So you guys, Arman, I owe you a phone call. Thank you for your messages last night. Appreciate that. I'll have a chat with you later on. I want to talk to you about something that I've been thinking about. So you guys, if you want to learn how to use LinkedIn more effectively, let's get into it. Okay. The first thing I talked about it last week, I'm going to double down on it again today. Right above you at the top there, you've got that search bar. Now that search bar is becoming quite a good platform for looking at how you can actually search content. So when you use that search functionality, we've talked previously about searching job descriptions. You can search skills, you can search companies, you can search content, you can search hashtags. Then there are some great filters. So today, what I wanted to talk to you more about is how to actually use that search functionality that you have got there available on LinkedIn, and you can use that to get a deeper result. So the other thing too that I've been thinking a lot about lately with the LinkedIn platform specifically is actually looking more closely at who's actually active. Because what I have found is that people that are active on the platform are less likely to be shocked when you reach out to them and say hello. And that is really about pivoting. So particularly if you're somebody who is unemployed and you're getting on LinkedIn every day and you're watching the videos and you're getting involved in what's going on, it's important to understand that there are people that are more active on the LinkedIn platform than others. There is still, we are still early adopters. There is still a group of people with a belief system that LinkedIn is just a platform for putting up your CV. You only go on the platform when you're looking for a job. But LinkedIn is moving very quickly to be a business news platform. And for people that have a career that is a bit more business related, and the use case for LinkedIn is expanding very, very rapidly, I think it's important for you guys to particularly not deny the fact that it is becoming a news source. You are seeing people who are more likely to be more active on the platform, more inclined to talk to you and engage with you in a networking sense. So it's not about like pitching people and selling. There's nothing that's more frustrating to me is when I accept a LinkedIn invitation and then within 30 seconds, the person is straight away sending me a message, buy my stuff. I'm not interested in that. I'm not accepting your invitation because I want to buy your stuff. I'm accepting your invitation because I want to network with you, maybe get to know you. And then maybe over time, once I've gotten to know you and trust you, then maybe when I'm in the market for your product or service, I'll consider reaching out to you to talk about whether it fits my needs or my wants. I've talked in the last couple of weeks about sales and selling and some of those sorts of things. Reverse engineer that. So you want to be doing massive information gathering. You want to push your suppliers to make sure they do their massive information gathering and they don't show up and throw up, if that makes sense. So you can use LinkedIn for that purpose. You can use LinkedIn to be helping with you doing that search. So that search functionality today, I wanted to jump on and give you that sort of guidance in terms of how we can actually see we can see what's going on at the top there from a search functionality perspective. Can you guys just do a favor for me and just check if we are still live? We are, because I've got an aborted screen again there. Don't know what's going on. Okay, maybe close it and open it again. Can you try that for me on that, just on the LinkedIn window? Maybe it's a Chrome issue. Actually, what I'm going to do, so excuse me, everybody, while we just sort out a quick tech issue here. I'm just going to see if it's still live. We're all still good. Okay. I'm getting a dodgy dashboard. If you can just give me notifications and turn the sound off so I can see that dashboard. Okay. So I can't see the questions and I can't see any comments that are coming up. So Abe, good to see you there. Owe you a phone call. Sorry I didn't get to you before this live stream started. Tony, good to see you. You guys that are watching on YouTube, while I can see your comments, if you've got specific questions about how you can use LinkedIn more effectively, excellent, Luke. Thank you. Okay, so I want to get to these questions. So I've got my dashboard here. I can see what you guys are doing. So what do you think the best way to find like-minded clients on LinkedIn? So Stan, I think that the first thing is to be, when you start thinking about the clients that I think the first thing for you, Stan, is to think about an account plan for your organization and actually thinking about the types of accounts that you can target for your tenders. There will be 20 people on the team on the other side that you work with. So if you think about an existing account that's been successful, you've had it for a couple of years, you did the tender, it's going really well, maybe it's coming up for renewal, I want you to write down maybe the first name, last name of everybody that you know at that council or at that, in that contract, because that's going to give you an indication that, with the work of Michael Haynes in his book, Listen, Innovate, Grow, he talks about the different titles of people, starting to put them into categories. So who are the influencers? Who are the blockers? Who are the change agents? Who are the executive decision makers? Who are the decision makers? Who are the end users? Then when you actually look across at the new accounts that you're chasing and the new people that you're talking to, who are the people that are going to fit into those positions at those organizations? Now, the risk manager or the procurement manager or the CEO or the general manager may be less likely to be active on social media, particularly in local government, because they're fairly conservative mindset, but there will be a few people. And so I think that certainly what you can do is you can search and see who's there, but then you can go and see where they are active. Now, they may not be active on the LinkedIn platform, but you can use LinkedIn to get better knowledge about the 20 people at the account that you're targeting, what they're concerned about, what they're worried about, what they're interested in, where their priorities might lie. And then you can start to build that into your account plan to give them some confidence that you've heard them, you know what they're worried about, and your system and your business is built to address those concerns. And you may be making changes in the lead up to that tender. And you and I have discussed that. So what you can do is you can start to see where people might be more active. So I hope that sort of asks the question. But as you start to identify those people, search a council, for example, or search procurement manager, or search outdoor facility manager, and start to see who's there. Then going and looking at their profile, looking at their see all activity. So when you scroll down, if you use me as an example, I'm not going to be able to show it to you very well on the camera, but let me just quickly go back, get out of this, and just go back to my profile here. When you view the Kobe Simmet profile, you're seeing it from the inside. We just scroll down and we see all activity. So if you see all activity, when you see all activity, I hope you guys can see that there's tabs across the top. I apologize that it's not looking amazing. Are we able to share a desktop or not? Too difficult today with the technology. Okay, too difficult. So it's not? Okay. If you can bring up and share my profile, if that's possible, then we can look at my activity. Then you can see what I've been doing and what I've been up to. And you can do that for anybody with their LinkedIn profile. You can see what they're liking, you can see what they're posting, the documents they've posted, and you can see those components there. So when we see that, Luke's just going to bring that screen up for us, see if we can get into it. Then you can see what they're interested in. You can see who they're following, and you can get into the community and start commenting on the same thing. So it's basically here you can see the posts that I've put up, but more importantly, you can see my all activity, my articles, etc. Okay, Luke's going to share the desktop. Okay, this is going to take a little bit of time. It's a bit of an experiment. And here we go. So if anybody else has got any questions, I can't see any questions on YouTube. You guys haven't got any questions, but you guys watching on Arman, if I've got anything I can help you with, any of you other guys watching on LinkedIn, please let me know. Okay, so we're just waiting for that to come through and catch up. Stand by. It's caught up. Okay, so if we just go to the button there, scroll down the profile, see all activity, and click that. And then you can see the different posts across the top. So Luke's just scroll down there, click the see all activity, just scroll down for me again so we can see scroll up so we can see the top. You can see all activity, you can see articles, posts, and documents there at the top. So at the top of the screen, we can click on posts, for example, and you can see the posts. But more importantly, because I'm a prolific poster of, we're posting every couple of hours on my profile, you're going to see a lot there, but a lot of people might not have posted for a week or a month or 2 months. That's going to give you an indication of how often they come back to the platform. You can see how recent the post was. That post there, I'm obviously live. There's been a couple of posts already this morning. You can see how active I am on the platform. If you click back for me, Luke, to all activity, at the top there, you can see the things that I'm liking and commenting on. So if you scroll down there, you can see that I've liked something, that I've commented on something. So that one there, for example, I've clicked on that. So it's important to be looking at what people are clicking on and liking and following and commenting on, and then you can see what they're interested in. The other thing you can do on my profile there, if you can find the field, Luke, is you can see my interests. So on the right-hand side, you can see the influencers that I'm following. I'm following Bill Gates, Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, and you can see all the influencers that I'm following, and you can also see the companies that I'm following. So if you go into someone's activity and then you see what they're commenting on, if you want to build rapport with them, you can go and find the comments that they're making and like the comments. They're going to get a notification at the top of the screen there, or if it's mobile, it's going to be at the bottom of the screen across the notifications that somebody liked your comment. And so you will send a notification to them that you've liked their comment. They're going to get that little red button up the top. So Luke, if you go across the notifications at the top there of the screen, click on notifications. And then what's the first notification? I can't see that. So people have commented on my post. And so somebody would comment on your comment or reply to your comment or like your comment, you're going to get notifications here. Now I want you to deploy, the thinking around the people that you're targeting. They're going to get the same notifications. And so that's how I work on LinkedIn, is I work on actually getting notifications sent across. So I like people's comments, I comment on their comments, I reply to their comments, and I know that the platform at the moment is sending notifications across to these people, particularly if they're not very active on the platform. And so I do a lot of engagement with the community. I get in amongst the comments and I like comments and I reply to comments and I comment on comments. And that brings attention to me across in notifications. So not just in the newsfeed, not just doing a post and showing up in the newsfeed, I actually get on the platform and I'm basically interacting. And so I'm also showing up in their notifications as well. So for those of you, if I've ever liked one of your posts or if I've ever commented on it and you're following me, we've got different feeds that we can end up in. So there's obviously connection invitations and those kinds of things, but that's how I do it. You can send, if you've got the ability to send a connection invitation, sending an invitation and saying, I really value what you're doing. I'd appreciate being connected to you, and I'm going to follow anything that you post because I want to learn more from you. I think you add a lot of value to the community. Those are the kinds of nice comments when it's no different to walking up to somebody in a room and saying, hey, I'm really interested to know you. I'd like to stay in contact with you, on LinkedIn. And I'd like to be consuming knowledge from you because I think, you're going to help me with what I'm doing. And I think I can add some value to do. And that's what the connection is on LinkedIn. You don't necessarily need to have met somebody. And I think now in the COVID-19 crisis and the global economic meltdown, now more than ever, it's acceptable to connect with people online, where previously people said, don't send me a connection invitation, I've never met you. So that is starting to change. It's going to change slowly, but there's still plenty of people out there on the platform who are active that you can connect with. So, okay. So, any other comments, any other questions? Let's keep going. So I just want to quickly cover the fields at the top of the page now that have been added to LinkedIn. There's the home field up there. If you look across that black banner at the top of the screen, we've got the home field, we've got my network, we've got jobs, we've got messaging, we've got notifications, and you've got obviously your changes. I've got another application now. I've got some other things. I've got LinkedIn Recruiter, and I've also got LinkedIn Sales Navigator, some other plugins. So if you are somebody who is in business development and sales, pay the extra money for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. It gives you a huge amount of intel. It lets you send direct messages to people where maybe you previously can't. That's how LinkedIn are managing the platform. It's only a couple of $100 a year, and it's a very worthwhile, valuable license for you guys to have. And it's like LinkedIn giving you your own little CRM. Okay, do you want to bring me back on the screen? We can stop presenting. Okay, so I hope everyone's got a good cup of coffee. In terms of questions, I think I've answered everything that I've been asked. So I'm just trying to come up with some other content that's going to be helpful for you. I think it's really helpful that when you do post something and people like your post, they put a like on the post, go back and say thank you to that person. And the way that you can do that is actually go back, and if you guys scroll down my profile, if somebody has that recently, I've been trying to do it more often. If I've put a post up and someone's liked it, excuse me, if I get the time, I'll go back and actually search that person and actually tag that person in the comments on that particular post. Why is that important? the algorithm is actually looking for engagement, and it rewards engagement. And the way it rewards engagement is if you tag somebody, which is engagement, in the post, then it tells their followers and their connections that one of their connections has been tagged in a post. And so more of their network is, more of their network is going to see your post, if that makes sense. So it's not just about posting so that your followers see the post, because we know already that the algorithm can only serve so many posts. Like if you're only on the platform for 5 minutes, it's only going to show you the posts of the people that you interact with the most. It's not going to show you some random thing unless it's run out of things to show you. So it sort of categorizes A, B, C schedule and says, okay, well, show the things that they interact with, the things that they like, show them more of that. The things that they don't interact with, show them less of that. And that's automatic. And so what we want to be doing is actually tagging people and saying, okay, where can we go? When it looks like one of our lights is dying. Okay. That's something that I want you guys to consider in terms of how you can actually get further reach if you are posting. I would encourage everybody to get more out of LinkedIn, to post at least one post every single day. And what I'd recommend that you do right now is actually post a photo. So photos are going the best on LinkedIn out of any content. You can make other pieces of content go better. Don't post links. There is no point right now on LinkedIn posting external links to websites. You won't get very good reach. So if you do want to post a link to a website or post a link to your audience, post it in the first comment under the post. So post a photo or a screenshot. Hey, I just read this article. I think it's fantastic. I think you guys should check it out. Link in the comments. And so you post a screenshot. So open a new post the photo first, cropped or whatever you need to do, or whatever photo you're going to post. Write your caption, tag a few of your work colleagues. So you're tagging them so that their network will see the post. Then if you want to put a link, put the link in the comments. But if you put the link in the post, the algorithm is going to actually suppress your post, because LinkedIn is trying to keep everybody inside the platform. Now, there's one small disclaimer. We do it from time to time. We'll post an article on the best practice page, and then we'll actually take the URL or the hyperlink from the search bar at the top of the screen that you see up here above my head. If you're browsing, if you're on a desktop browser right now, you can copy that link. So what you see right now in terms of if you're watching the video, that link up there is unique for this particular video. You can share that particular link. You could email it to someone and it will launch this video. So what we might do from time to time is actually post that, and you will see some links, but we only post internet or hyperlinks or web addresses that exist inside the LinkedIn platform, if that makes sense. So we trick the algorithm into thinking and knowing that someone's going to stay inside the platform. Gives us a little bit of extra reach, but it doesn't give us like amazing reach like a photo, if that makes sense. I think the other thing with regards to your post on LinkedIn, take a position on something. Don't be agnostic. So if you've got a view and it's not too political and it's not religious, then but it's a view about a way that, in your experience, you've seen success doing a particular process a particular way or a particular thing, and business related, because it is business related. It's not how to cook a chocolate cake, for example, unless you're a chef or a kitchen, but taking a position on something and saying, this is how I do it. These are the steps I follow, and this is what's helped me, so that people that want to do the same thing as you will actually be able to follow that content. So people on the platform right now, how do I do more LinkedIn? How do I do this kind of stuff more effectively? That's what we're doing right now. I'm showing you guys what I do, what's given me success. And that's why I've got now over 14,000 followers on the LinkedIn platform. We have 11,500 followers on the YouTube channel. So it's those kinds of things that, have given us that progress. We have an email database of tens of thousands of people. I can't remember the exact number right now, but it's well north of 10,000 people on our email list. So it's that constantly doing it that actually gets you that progress. The other thing, I'll just come back to my point that I just made about posting every single day. I used to sit with the expectation that eventually I'll post something and it'll pop and I'll get hundreds of thousands of views. The reality of that happening and the probability of that happening is very low. Where we actually get our views from is regular posting. We do that on a regular basis. Last week we did, I think, over 600. Is that correct, Vanessa? Last week, over 600 posts, unique posts on different social media platforms and our website and creating content. We actually get hundreds of thousands of views a week if you add up all the views across all of our posts. So we do get the viral views, but we get them through consistency and knowing exactly how to get it. We know how to do a post that gets 500 views. I was experimenting last week with posts to try to get 1,000 views on a post. I'm going to experiment this week on trying to get 2,000 views on a post. And that's going to take a week for those views to come through. But I know that then if I do 10 posts, I've got 20,000 views, for example, or 10,000 views or 20,000 views in terms of, but if it's 2,000 views and I do 10 posts, then I'm going to get 20,000 views of my profile, and that is building brand awareness for best practice. So perpetuity and consistency is really important, and starting and just giving yourself a little target. Then each week, we've just come out of a meeting. It just went for an hour this morning from 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, where we actually looked at last week's posts and content, and we looked at what was low performing. And we said, why was it low performing? We looked at what was high performing. Why was it high performing? We do more of the high performance posts and less of the low performance posts. So you just get into that routine. So I think it's important to post every day. Look at all the fields of the platform. So all of the fields of this LinkedIn platform, you've got home, you've got network, you've got jobs, you've got that search function. When you actually do the search, what's happening in that search function, it's returning different categories. So LinkedIn is categorizing the information into people, to companies, to content. You can filter by when it was posted, where it was posted, like you can filter by location, most recent. So you can start to play with those filters to get more granular in terms of your result, and then you can go and engage with that. So that's what I've been doing. I've been looking for recent posts that are going very well with active people on the platform and engaging with those active people, and that's giving us more followers. More followers equals more authority and more experience. I'm getting more and more experience every day. I spent about 4.5 to 5 hours yesterday on the LinkedIn platform in amongst all my meetings, plus at night. Started at 5 a.m., finished it at 10 p.m. Through the day yesterday. It was quite a long day. So it takes time, and with time and practice, you get better and better and more proficient. Okay, any questions? No questions. All right, Ahmad, talk to you today. How are we going for time? We're right on 11 o'clock at the half-hour mark. No messages. Okay, no messages on LinkedIn, no direct messages. Like always, if you guys want to get to me directly, the best way to get to me is send me a direct message. And I think there's about 100 unread messages at the moment in my message there. So what else can I help you guys with? I think that's it. Any other questions? What about from you guys? No? Any comments? Okay, tomorrow we are talking about, I can't remember. We've been talking about interviews. We've been talking about selling. Tomorrow we are talking about, I can't remember, how to prepare for your next interview. So if you're somebody who's unemployed, or if you're somebody who's pitching, I'm going to teach you tomorrow, or anybody that you know that's recently lost their job, please tag them in any of my content, because tomorrow I'm going to be helping people with interviews. We got asked the question last week by one of our interns, how do I prepare for an interview? As a CEO, what are you looking for? There is, self-evaluation. We're going to be talking about self-evaluations. There is literally a senior manager interview going on right now. It started 2 minutes ago over in the other business. And I briefed one of the other directors in terms of what to look for in that interview, so I could be with you guys doing this post. So I'm going to cover that tomorrow, what you should be looking to do and prepare yourself. And also I'm going to be talking about self-evaluation. I'm going to be talking about a piece of software that you can get a subscription to for $400. You can buy that through Best Practice Talent. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. You can look into that software. You can do a survey on yourself. It's going to give you your strengths and weaknesses. It's going to give you some more self-awareness out of the things that people are looking for. And then we can run a report against different job descriptions, and we can work out where you're best fitted in terms of a job right now with your current skill sets, or where you want to go. We can run you against a job you might want to do in the future. So for $400, it's a great investment. I'll talk about that tomorrow. You don't have to buy it, but I want to show you that that's something that we sell. I use it. I'll share my report. So we're testing the sharing of screen. I'm going to share my report where I've been run against director, sales manager, account manager, all those kinds of things. And I'll show you my percent likelihood, my percent fit for the role. I'll show you that report tomorrow that you get from doing that survey. It's a great survey, good self-awareness. I think a good investment in yourself in terms of where you should focus your learning and development, and what you should pay attention to in terms of actually building out your strengths and identifying your weaknesses with yourself. So Stan, I believe you've already done that PXT assessment, but I'm going to talk more about that. Connor James, question, worth setting up LinkedIn groups. When you do that search at the top of the screen, you will get groups. Groups will come up. Look, I think yes, it's worthwhile setting up groups. I think if you can encourage people to, it's no different to setting up a networking group or a regular breakfast meeting. I think the functionality of a group on LinkedIn right now is not as good as it is on, say, Facebook. Like an area where Facebook for me adds a lot of value is Facebook groups that I'm involved in, and particular, groups of people around the world that are very interested in very specific topics. I think LinkedIn groups were good 2 to 3 years ago. I'm not seeing actually them performing as well as they used to. So I think there is nothing wrong with doing an experiment and setting up an interest group and then inviting people to join that group. But you would need to manually invite them to do that. So if you've got an email list or you've got a group of contacts, or you send direct messages to get people to join that group, but the group's got to add value. It's like any group. Yes, it's great to set the group up. And I can tell you from my experience, we have a best practice mastermind, and the platform is not helping me with engagement in that group. It doesn't serve the posts out to all of the members of that particular group. So we've sort of gone away from it. And so if the member isn't engaging with the group, then the posts are not going to get served. So you do actually have to ask people to turn on notifications so that the platform will actually serve that content, whether they've engaged with it or not. So I think they're worthwhile to investigate, but be aware that you will have to drive that group. You'll have to mediate that group, and that's not a bad thing, but you have to post the content in that group so people will like it and come back to it, because they will drift away. And I found that as hard as I worked on the best practice mastermind group on Facebook, the platform caused people to drift away. Even though I post regularly, we were finding that only about 30% of people were seeing the post. As a consequence, I've actually unsubscribed from about 10 LinkedIn groups this week where they're not adding any value. And when I went and checked into the group and had a look what was going on from a content perspective, people were taking over the group and just posting like, buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my stuff. And there wasn't actually any of the conversation I would be expecting from a group. So I think that I'd like to see you experiment and report back, thinking about an particular interest area. That'd be great. And give it a go. It's not dead, but it is difficult. And it's just understanding that the group will not run itself. It won't go viral. You have to keep pushing it. It's like a team sport. You have to keep motivating and getting in and being a captain and a coach in that group and incubating the community. And if you're naturally that kind of person who can hold a conversation with or hold a crowd of 25 people at a party, then you will be able to do that in a LinkedIn group. It takes a lot of effort. And then you've also got to consider the return for you. So if it's about brand awareness. So there's definitely lots of groups out there because people will join the groups. There's some groups out there with hundreds of thousands of members on LinkedIn, and the owners of those groups profess that they can, you can pay to advertise and sponsor the group, and your post is going to get seen by lots of people. But the reality of the situation is, as a buyer of that advertising, like I will buy that sponsorship if someone can show me that. It's great return on investment, but the reality is they don't get the reach, the views, or the impressions that they claim to. So it is dropping back. More and more people on the platform, more people promoting more content, making more content, excuse me, less eyeballs on the content. So I would say yes. So particularly, I think, Connor, the other thing, just seeing what your job title is there, lawyer, I think definitely setting up for interns and setting up a group for graduates, because that could then be a hunting ground for you for the next, A player to come and join your team as a paralegal, or the positions that are a little bit lower. So the interest group, it might not necessarily be to get clients, because I probably wouldn't get into a LinkedIn group with a lawyer as a CEO or as a person who does developments and lots of business interests, but it definitely could be a recruitment strategy for graduates, setting up a graduate thing, going in and saying, this is how you interview. These are the things to consider, as a lawyer, these are the things I'm looking for in terms of help. I can see that working, because the younger generation that's coming on LinkedIn, a little bit more active, trying to find out, well, how do I hustle to get the job? And so I think that would be worthwhile setting up. So Connor, I hope that's helped you. Okay. Any other questions? I don't think so. Okay. Thank you very much. We've been dropping some podcasts for everybody. I hope they've been helpful. Check out the Kobe Simmet audio experience. It's on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. My preference is obviously Spotify. You can search at Kobe Simmet on Spotify. You'll see my user and all my playlists, but then you'll also see our podcast. Lots of great stuff. If you have been listening to the podcast and you're listening to this particular audio track from this particular live stream on LinkedIn on the podcast, please feel free to reach out to me directly on LinkedIn or Instagram and send me a direct message. So the Instagram platform, we're getting a better handle on that, responding to all of the messages on Instagram. So if you want to direct message me on Instagram or direct message me on LinkedIn, please go ahead and do that. Okay, or Facebook, if you can find our profile on Facebook. Okay, so I think we're going to call it there. No further questions. I've covered everything I wanted to. So please, your homework for this week is go and do some searching on LinkedIn. Look at the kinds of filtration. Look at the categories of, at the top here above this search tool. Sorry, it's on this side. I think if you're watching on a desktop device, yeah, up here, search, up here on YouTube, up here on LinkedIn, on my different dashboards, use that search tool and see what actually is being returned to you, and to think about whether you can serve content against those categories, also what content you can find out, and then you can use LinkedIn more effectively. So in this video, we talked about how to use the search tool. We talked about the different categories of content. We talked about the different categories of people, companies, content, groups, hashtags that come up, and that's how LinkedIn content is being sorted, how to search and get more out of the news feed, how to find the people you want to reach out to, how to actually find people who are more active on the platform. So if you came in late to the game and you're seeing the recording and you missed out on the beginning of the video, please go back to the start of the video and have a look at that. And more importantly, if you want more content from Best Practice, jump on bestpractice.biz, this website, and subscribe to our newsletter, and you'll be on our email list. Then you get the heads up on when these live streams are coming out. So jump on and grab that list. We try not to spam it. We certainly don't do a lot of selling on the email list, but it's our tips and tricks to help you as you go. Check out bestpractice.biz, the business news feed, business article, 3 business articles every day on what's trending globally in business. So we have 2 people that look every day at what's trending. We've got a journalist working full-time writing business articles to help you grow and expand your business and improve your customer experience. So hope this has been helpful today. If you've got more questions, please reach out to me. And if you don't see me out and about, I'm actually going to be on holidays next week, but I'll try and bring you some content. You'll definitely see me right here next time on Best Practice TV. Bye for now.